And a lot of crossover in the RLE's esports ecosystem as well. Shock playing in CRL just a couple of weeks ago for the North Conference and UIUC. And of course, they touched on it a little bit, looking to get some redemption against his old teammates on Birds and Bees who just qualified. And they talked a little bit about Sway's run through the bracket, Corelli. Talk to me a little bit about Afterthought's run so far.
So Afterthought has done pretty well. They're coming off of 2 sweeps over Lethality and Endeavor, so they're coming off pretty clean. It's something that, but on the other side for Sway, they're actually coming off of 2 reverse sweeps. In the last 2 series, Sway have had to reverse sweep the teams that they played against. So it's been a little bit dicey for Sway. But again, our #1 seed, we've seen them time and time again in community tournaments and whatnot. They have performed.
And Gibbs did say, perhaps you might put a little bit more faith in the #9 seed, but ignore all that. Sway Esports on the board in 3 seconds.
Right off the kickoff, it's ZPS coming out hot, reading the play nicely as he reads it, and he's able to put it into the back of the net. He reads the play coming out into the corner. Great place from him and Sway are on the board first. T-Corell, he wasn't involved, but he's still there.
And nothing quite beats Corelli casting T-Corell, as you must get confused for him all the time, I'm sure.
My skill level is very similar to his, yes.
Well, here he comes right now with a chance off the corner. Pass to the top of the box, and Tyler. Been around the block a few times already up there to defend it. Hato in a bit of an awkward position, though, and he'll have to kick it to the corner and let Tyler take command. Towards the back wall, ZPS just able to get a little bit on that and tip it to safety and buy a lot of time here for Sway to recover. And Hato, back wall, follow through, Tyler. ZPS right on top of it, and there to block.
Real dangerous threat coming out here from Afterthought. All 3 players getting involved and pushing something on net there. And for Sway, they've got to be careful. Those bursts of speed, that burst of offense is real dangerous coming from Afterthought.
ZPS, bit of a weak pass towards the middle of the field. However, currently Afterthought all kind of congealing in the same corner, and they have to spread themselves out if they want to have a decent ability to react to anything. Nice block from Hato, kick to the side wall, and Tyler, first one there, having T-Corell clean beat, but Alpha kept lending a helping hand. Doesn't have any boosts for the ceiling shot attempt, so Shock, easy one to clear out to the middle. He's going to need some help from Hato, and actually goes right under T-Corell and cleared away by ZPS.
So far, after the kickoff goal, Sway and Afterthought have really just been trading blows. Maybe another opportunity. Big miss in the corner there from Afterthought, and Alpha Cap, he's there to punish.
Yeah, not much need be said. Just launching it towards the corner. You got to come up with that touch. The worst thing is, Tyler can do that. We've seen him score goals from clears like that. But every now and again, it gets away from you, and unfortunately here it costs him.
Big mistake coming out, and 2 quick goals here for Sway. Afterthought, while there's been some spurts of offense, have not really been able to generate anything, or at least score. And Sway building upon their lead here in game #1.
Nice block from Tyler to keep things going for Afterthought. Shock, beautiful catch, and if he had just a bit more boost, he might have been able to really do something. Hato trying to replicate, leaves it for Tyler, the 1-2 tap, not there. Shock, off touch, and T-Corell just able to tip it to the safety.
Again, everyone getting involved here from Afterthought, but Sway just does not let the ball go past the line. Foiling on the goal line there is Sway, but in the end, able to turn away the shots.
T-Corell trying to retain control in his own corner. Tyler will take it away. And Hato trying to wreak a little bit of havoc in the net as Shock fires one from the side wall, and Alpha Kep already on top of it. Midfield line for Hato, no boost, he's gonna need help. Shock is right there for it, left side, second touch, back post and off the mark. T-Corell will take that to the corner as well. It's been a monster on the line so far, and we've only seen 2.5 minutes of play.
Great dunk there from T-Corell as well. He follows up his air dribble and able to put it into the corner. That's a double commit coming out from Afterthought, but still, they get away with it here as Shock.
Oh, he was so close to that block. But right now it's ZPS making Hato think once or twice and blast one towards the middle of the net. Shock able to keep it out. T-Corell off the back wall. There's Alpha Kep down and under, 3-0. Sway Esports cruising in game 1.
That's a great shot here coming out from Alpha Kep. He goes up and under to drop that ball down between Shock and Tyler. And of course, Shock gets the touch, but the way Alpha Kep's angled is what allows him to follow through. A 3-goal lead now opens up for Sway.
A lot to ask at this point for Afterthought. If you want to have a chance, you'd like to score with ideally a minute and a half, but they're going to need to find something in fairly short order to keep game #1 competitive. And and they might have done it. They gained possession off the kickoff as here comes Shock. AlphaCap with a solid block on an awkward challenge angle, and to top it all off, ZPS commanding the ball, but it doesn't matter. Tyler will get one through the last man on the line, and they do indeed get one with about a minute and a half left.
So Afterthought give themselves a chance in this game, in this series, and Hato able to pop it over T. Corral, and he was just left stranded as Tyler follows up on the back post. Great play from Afterthought, and they're on the board finally.
And T. Corral been so good on the line so far in game number 1. Unfortunately, couldn't deal with that one, and that second kickoff going to be favoring Afterthought. And a quick transition, however. They find T. Corral lurking, and a dangerous clear, to say the least.
Tyler didn't even get it. It came off the post. And this is a setup given to AlphaCap, a present at the top of the box. He slams that one home.
That kind of goes back to that tip that went off the post, and Tyler's taking it straight to the corner. They would have been able to control that clear a little bit better. They could have probably avoided all the dangers of that situation altogether.
Sway answer back after giving up their first goal here. A 3-goal lead opens up for Sway, and Afterthought kind of left scratching their head on how they're down by this much. Sway have looked in control since the start of this game off the kickoff, still threatening the net with a minute left.
However, they do give a little bit of room to work with, and they bump Shock off the play, and that will make the lead 4, and you can say good night to game number 1.
That's a great bump coming out here from AlphaCap as he pushes the ball out towards ZPS, and he also gets the bump on Shock, opens up all the space, a wide open net for ZPS to put it away, and Sway are looking good here in game number 1.
And that first touch, where they had all of Afterthought just flat-footed in front of the net, they just took it clean across, and they had to transition over to that other corner. Just blindsided by AlphaCap making a great play. So game number 1, scratching their heads a little bit indeed, like you said, but the pressure has been phenomenal. T. Corral's made a couple of great saves on the line, but also there were plenty of opportunities from Afterthought early on in the game. They really did put a couple of great chances on target.
One of the things that Sway has done so well in the offseason, we're seeing it here again, is just attacking as a cohesive unit. Everyone's on the same page, but as soon as I say it, when you break down a piece of the link here, you demolish them out of the game. The defense breaks down. It's an open shot here for Tyler. The demolition on T. Corral from Hato, and it just flies right over ZPS, not expecting that one to be ripped on target. And Afterthought find their second goal.
A leisurely walk for the final 24 seconds for Afterthought. ZPS will just make sure to get that one out to safety. But it was a quality game overall from Sway Esports. Not at all the team that seems to be having to reverse sweep everybody to get to this point. And Afterthought will definitely have to make some adjustments in game number 2 as we do make our way to the end of game number 1. And the first one cleanly over to the way of Sway Esports.
Well, I have to say, if I'm a player on Sway Esports right now, I'm kind of breathing a sigh of relief. After 2 real tough series, they had to reverse sweep in the last 2 series to come out with a dominating win over a very strong team here, our number 9 seed in Afterthought. All 3 of these players are extremely strong and have their own threats. We saw it in this game in particular. And so for Sway Esports to come out and put 11 shots on target, put 5 goals away, that's a statement.
But again, it was 11 shots to, I believe, 11 shots, if I can do math properly. So again, Afterthought not really lacking for opportunities, but the difference makers was definitely that save column that you see. It's what, 5, 7, 8 saves for Sway Esports and 4 for Afterthought. So credit where credit's due. The Sway Esports getting the job done in game number 1, and in game number 2, Afterthought, I honestly don't think they really need to make too many changes. I liked the opportunities they had. It was just the one that sticks out in my mind was where Shock had that shot where it could have gone to either side of the net, and he just put it right down the middle. And the one at the start of the game where he just baby touched it to make sure to get it on target, and that also was a quality save. So if those find their way into the back of the net, the entire character of game number 1 changes.
Absolutely, and you think back in this game as well, Afterthought were kind of knocking on the door. It required all 3 of Sway on their goal line to make the save. So for Afterthought, no shortage of chances here. While the shots were much less than Sway, they were literally on the goal line multiple times, multiple shots, multiple chances. They just could not find the back of the net. And I feel like, I agree, I feel like Afterthought really don't have to make too many changes here. How about you don't give up a kickoff goal in the first 2 seconds? It might help you.
And Tyler command one in the corner, and things will go a little bit more your way. But either way, game number 2 about to start. Utopia Coliseum in dusk. And let's see what happens here off the kickoff. Currently, we'll be favoring Sway Esports off a crazy pinch. And the continuation challenge not quite there. Ty-Not Tyler, though, actually really making T-Corel think about how he wants to challenge this ball. And he'll get a helping hand from CPS.
He does well with it, too, using that flip to stay with the play. And here he comes, a full pack of boosts, trying to go past Shock. The demo comes out, opens a lot of space, double tap, 2 demos. Now he can't commit, can't convert. And Alpha Kep not able to put it away.
Trying to cover as many angles as possible, but here's a nice 1-2 from the corner, and Shock couldn't get one inside the goalpost. Alpha Kep will make sure to get it to safety. And Shock, widely touted as easily the best player in all of CRL. And you've seen what he's capable of back at WSOE over on Afterthought. Definitely a quality offensive player, but here in this series to qualify for the rival series, it has not been a shooter's day for him so far, and you'd like to see that get picked up a little bit.
Wondering if Afterthought can really get a good foothold here. Shock trying to go past one. Ty-Not Tyler now tries his luck just wide of the net here. Alpha Kep and CPS able to deal with it nicely. Afterthought still keeping this Sway team locked in on their own end, making it tough for them to get out. That's a great air dribble from T-Corel up and over the first defender. Alpha Kep tries to put this one on target, turned away.
They might have caught ZPS a little too far forward. He is able to make a beautiful half flip recovery and get back to that one. Shock, a soft tap, and that one will find its way in between and under the bar. They get one on the board, and Shock will score first.
Great play here from Shock. He lines up the ball and just taps it down on the bounce, kind of throws off that last defender there, and just past Alpha Kep. Afterthought starting off exactly how they want to in game number 2 with the first goal.
Making another opportunity off the kickoff. Shock is lurking. He's forced him off the play. Alpha Kep is in a really weird spot, and that will be kicked to the top of the box. Hato quick to challenge and not allow any space for Sway Esports to work with, and Alpha Kep, he just took that up the wall and just wanted breathing room. ZPS to steal it away. Ty-Not Tyler, not the greatest clear. T-Corel kick to the top of the box. Alpha Kep is not quite able to go cleanly through Hato. And Shock will just push that all the way back to the other side of the field.
Great read there from ZPS as well. If that one goes off the backboard clean, it would have been dangerous there for Sway. They're finding each other in the midfield here. Great pinch coming out from Alpha Kep as well. It's the best he could do there as he was met by Shock. And still T-Corel keeping this ball in. A little miscommunication there from Ty-Not Tyler and Shock, but able to find a way out here. Sway have not looked as dangerous here in this game as they have in games past. And Afterthought slowly starting to figure them out.
They did almost just catch Afterthought a little bit too far forward. If that ball had been on target, it would have been a free goal. And Shock not able to get that ball angled down towards the net to make T-Corel really have to fight for a clear. ZPS and Alpha Kep with a double commit. Here's a great opportunity. It goes straight down to Ty-Not Tyler and a nice 1-2 tap. You take advantage of the double commits when they happen, and Afterthought will make the lead 2.
Yeah, the double commit was the big problem here from ZPS and Alpha Kep. T-Corel knew he was beat as soon as it was played right in front of Ty-Not Tyler, and of course he's good enough to put that one on target. But the double commit comes out from Sway. It's what sets up the play.
And it was just a quality pass straight off the ceiling. If he just boomed it straight on, it might have been a little bit too far out of reach and impossible to correct for Ty-Not Tyler's. But either way, now they just got to hang on to the lead. Shock will need help from a teammate if they want to keep this drive going. And it will come in the form of Hato's challenge out of the midfield. He's using a lot of boost to really actually throw off Ty-Not Tyler as well. And they put Shock in a bit of an awkward position, and they try and just buy time as they rotate out. And what a job they did of it.
Now for Sway, you start to think about a minute and a half left in this game. How do we get back into it? Of course, more than enough time, down by 2 goals, but we really haven't seen too much from them. One shot from CPS is all they've been able to muster here in game number 2.
Oh, just blasted upfield to Ty-Not Tyler. It's going to be an awkward play for T-Corel. And soft touch down into the middle. Shock will convert from Ty-Not Tyler. I'm sure he's a little bit sad he didn't get it himself, but they'll take it.
Beautiful first touch from Ty-Not Tyler. He lets that one jump or pop off the top of his car there at the end of his car and sets himself up for a second touch. And if he doesn't score it, it's dangerous enough that his teammates will be able to follow it up. It's a tough read for the defense. And a 3-goal lead opens up now for Afterthought.
And Hato applying more pressure after the kickoff. And they have definitely had plenty of success on that front from Afterthought in this game number 2. I really don't feel like Sway have even gotten an opportunity to really start off strong.
Well, it's another goal for Afterthought where they kind of catch out Sway on the transition. You'll think back to the goal before this. The second goal was just a double commit coming out from Sway, and this time just booming the ball down to Tyler, and they're not able to respond from Sway. So Afterthought just being quicker, reading the plays a little bit faster, understanding what's developing when they gain possession.
Shock and Hado tie each other up a little bit, but a nice pinch will clear that up instantly from Shock. And time's a-wasting here for Sway Esports, and game number 2, pretty much the exact opposite of what happened back in game number 1, except no mistakes really from Sway Afterthought, or Sway Esports. Just Sway Esports caught a little bit out of position. One double commit was probably the biggest mistake that happened in the game. And other than that, we said Afterthought, you don't have to change too much, and they didn't. They just put the ball in the net.
It's the same thing from Afterthought, and it really works very well here in this game. Again, I feel like they really caught Sway Esports without really recognizing what was happening. When they boomed the ball down the field, Tyler kind of playing that point man, and finding that ball was a great play. Again, the double commit coming out from Sway. You think back for Sway now, it's about minimizing those double commits and generating a little bit more offense. Again, still one shot from ZPS, and I'm pretty sure that one came early in this game. Really no offense coming out from Sway, and Afterthought really had their way with them.
And Shock really being a great opportunistic player as well. Definitely the third man who says, Tyler, Hado, you guys are quality players. Go open the door. I'll make sure to put it in. And he absolutely did that in this game. 2 shots, 2 goals. And Tyler, like you said, great point man, definitely being a nuisance up in the offensive third. And Hado, that strong midfield control player who just says, if you want to get through me and go at Shock, you're going to have to get by me. He did a great job.
And I think Shock, I mean, you pointed it out, 2 goals, 2 shots. I think that he does a great job of beating that first defender and really kind of being that catapult for these plays and letting Tyler be that point man and letting Hado follow up and be that man, that third man, or just midfield play. I think Shock has done a great job of keeping possession of the ball and forcing the opportunities for Afterthought to develop.
Well, Sway Esports, you got to figure something out, because the big thing for me is the kickoff game, because, again, we talked about it all the time in CRL over the past few weeks. Few things beat a good start, and that is what Afterthought had time and time again in that game number 2. So in game number 3, I want to see Sway Esports have a quality kickoff.
I think there's a few things for Sway as well, just having more offense and using each other moving down the field. I think they lost a lot of confidence as that game, 1 goal, 2 goal, 3 goals now, and you feel like Sway didn't have any confidence moving down the field.
Well, it was a fairly neutral kickoff. It went straight to the side, and quickly Sway Esports to get on top of it. T. Carell trying to make something out of not much, and Shock just wins a great challenge in the midfield line. Tyler, if he got that one a little bit more directly across the top of the box, could have been a great opportunity. And Alpha Cap actually has no help from his teammates because they ran into each other at the top of their own box, and now it's a free opportunity to stick this ball on offense. And a welcome clear from T. Carell just to clear the air.
Yeah, and already Sway really struggling. That's a great pass, though, from ZPS to Alpha Cap, but again, still struggling to kind of generate good opportunities here as Afterthought peppering that backboard. That's a big miss. It's going to go in for Tyler. Hado on the setup, and Afterthought able to put it away.
The guy on the line, T. Carell, you got to wonder how much boost he had, because if he had more than that, you can bet he would have tried a lot harder to get that. Was trying to read the bounce as it came down and just didn't quite do it properly, and Afterthought again on the board first.
So starting off where they left off in game number 2 and looking good, doing it. Sway again kind of caught off guard there. T. Carell did not read the play properly. Here's Alpha Cap trying to push this one over. Still nothing on target coming from from Sway. Maybe an opportunity here. T. Carell opts to pop that one up. And again, as soon as you thought Afterthought might get caught there, the play fizzles out for Sway.
Oh, and Tyler had a free clear. ZPS, really thinking about how he wants to push that ball past the midfield line, and he gets Alpha Cap on the side up to T. Carell, and Shock, an easy clear, uncontested off the back wall, and actually through the midfield line for free. Hado with a great challenge, and ZPS diving back from the midfield line, able to buy some extra time, but it's that first defender really getting beat. That is a big problem for Sway so far.
And it seems to be kind of a miscue. It's almost like they accidentally were there. They're kind of just floating in the midair. You see no boost, so maybe they just misread the play or just got caught off guard. That's a great touchdown from Hado. Tyler was trying to find Shock back there. Sway trying to march down the field, giving up to Shock. And again, no offensive chances really coming from these guys. as Afterthought have just been suffocating.
And Hado to wreak havoc in the net. Tyler following right behind, and ZPS as well getting bullied on the midfield line, and Hado, brilliant delayed challenge to get that ball to the back, sets one up for Shock and blasted off the back wall. Tyler tries to force things, and they might get caught on transition here. And a nice read from Hado off that corner bounce. The second opportunity will be kept at bay from Shock, able to buy just enough time, and now the transition back the other way.
Quick transition there as Tyler not able to convert, but that's the danger that Afterthought present. As soon as you go down into their defensive third, they respond with a quick transition downfield, finding whoever's that #1 player up. And for Sway, they really have struggled to shut that down and not pay respect to it. The player playing point upfield has been such a dangerous play from Afterthought.
Top of the box, and ZPS will need help from Alpha Kep. They try and demo Shock on the line, but Alpha Kep just doesn't have the resources to really push. He had to go all the way back to his own corner. Shock, open back wall, and follow through into the net. Hado, he got me with his name change, has made the lead 2 for Shock.
And that's a great touch there from Shock, setting up Hado. You don't have to force the shot. You can put it off the back wall for the follow-up. Nobody was going to get to that touch. Smart play from Shock, and I think he got hit there a little bit as well, but Hado able to clean it up and put it away.
And the comeback going to have to start right now for Sway Esports, and they might just do it. Alpha kept so close, and ZPS cannot put one on target. A couple of kickoffs definitely go in their favor, but have they been able to stick the ball on the blue half and keep command? Not necessarily, as Shock will take that one away as well. Alpha kept booms away for Tyler. Hado thinking about how to challenge, and actually Shock with a great bump on the guy who was going to go for it for Sway Esports, just allowed Afterthought to close the gap and just waste precious time here.
And from what I'm seeing here, it feels like Afterthought are just playing quicker in this game over Sway. Sway don't really have a plan when they move down the field, and they don't keep possession. And it feels like that speed from Afterthought is what's allowing these extended saves in the final third. Here's Hado beating T-Corral. But that control and speed coming out from Afterthought have been something that Sway have struggled with in the last 2 games. You're seeing it here, 45 seconds left. Sway's got to get 2.
Ooh, big miss on their own corner. However, uncontested is Shock, and an easy clear off his own goal line, and actually transition back the other way, make the lead 3 now for Afterthought, and Shock gets one on the board.
And Shock just puts this one off to himself. Nobody touches the ball here, and I think he gets bumped into the ball a little bit on his flip, and he puts it to the net on target. Nobody home from Sway, and Shock takes advantage of the transition, and a 3-goal lead once again opens up for Afterthought.
And with 35 seconds remaining, Sway Esports really going to be left pondering how to convert 4. The answer is you won't, and you got to be thinking about game 4.
For Sway, it's just miscommunication, miscue coming out. T-Corral just giving up the ball in a bad place there. Hado able to take advantage of it. A 4-goal lead now with 30 seconds left. Like you said, Sway really starting to think about the next game here.
So Sway Esports haven't scored since the 1:02 mark in game number 1. After that, it really has just been all Afterthought. Command, command, command off the midfield line. And even when they do get put in a bit of an awkward spot, it just seems like Sway either doesn't have the resources or isn't in position to really put the pressure on them to force a bad opportunity. And that has resulted in 2 games in a row now going Afterthought's way, as this one will find its way onto the floor. And they've got Sway Esports, the #1 seed, at match point.
And for Sway, they've been in this spot now 2 times on the brink of going down to the lower bracket in their last 2 series against Pink Hair Fan Club and Sweatpants in Public. So for Sway, it's a kind of a familiar position.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately for our #1 seed here, they have been on the brink of dropping down to the lower bracket twice now 3 times in this series. So they've been able to bounce back twice. They might be able to do it here against Afterthought, but they've got to pick up the play, and they've got to respect the speed coming out from Afterthought, because right now, these Afterthought players are just running all over them.
Well, this is apparently where Sway plays their best Rocket League, as they've come out the other side victorious the previous 2 times this has happened, and it's got to start now if you want to have a chance, because that lower bracket really does put a lot of pressure on you. I mean, it's easy to say, hey, it's a double elimination tournament, we're the #1 seed, we can definitely do it,
right.
But giving yourself that #1 seed and having the confidence are two totally different things when you get tested, when you get knocked down. Right on the cusp of qualification.
Well, it's like, oh, it's a double elimination bracket. Great. And then you really don't feel that until you drop in to the lower bracket. You're like, oh it's
good.
A double elimination bracket. I got no more lives left. And for Sway, of course, they still have a life if they do drop this game, but they don't want to do that. They're the #1 seed. They're confident in this. They want to go home as new rival series contenders here. So for Sway, they've got to pick up the play, though, because, again, like I've said, Afterthought have really been all over them. Afterthought have been playing so much faster, so much better, and we haven't seen that cohesive unit from Sway that we've seen in community tournaments past.
And Tyler and Hato, two players definitely not strangers to the rival series, and Shock looking to have a chance for some vengeance against the Birds and Bees who just qualified before them, so a lot for these guys playing for on the blue side. As here comes ZPS. And ZPS has been in the community for a very long time. Top level NA guy. Has definitely been a quality player for a while now, and this really does feel like maybe his second opportunity to have a real quality chance at the rival series, and he would love to get to do it.
Yeah, it is the beauty of this Sway squad. As they give up a goal in the first 45 seconds, Tyler able to follow up from Hato's touch here. It's fantastic as well, beating just about everyone on Sway, setting up Tyler in the back post. A beautiful play comes out from Afterthought.
It really was left to right, back to left, and they just crossed all of Sway Esports going horizontally across the goal. And the first one, again, ill omened, but they get it right back. T. Carell off the kickoff from ZPS, and we're all locked at one.
Well, we've seen it before here in the first game, and that's a great pass across the field immediately after kickoff. You know that Afterthought aren't in rotation. You know that everyone went for boost right off the kickoff, and the cheap misses. So for Sway, it's a great pass across the field, and it's an easy shot on target.
The first goal in
a long
12 minutes at least for Sway Esports, and it's got to feel good to break the drought. However, it's coming back the other way, and Hato's trying to stretch a lot, and Tyler to continue to push the shot right down the middle, and an easy stop for T. Carell. Hato will call off Shock, and he needs a double touch to get around a defender, almost able to take down ZPS as well, over Alpha Kep's head, and just boomed back towards the middle of the field, handed on a plate to Tyler, and Alpha Kep makes a big stop. Shock had a wide open goal, and he just put it wide.
Just wide there for Shock, and for Afterthought, a big missed opportunity is while Tyler did get demoed there, was perfectly set up for Shock, and he beans it off to the post there.
But the recognition from Shock as well, you gotta give it credit, because he saw his teammate was about to get demoed, and he wanted to make sure he was gonna be right there to put the same quality shot that his teammate was about to have on net. And great recognition from Shock, just the execution lacking a little bit. As T. Carell passed everybody on the midfield line, Alpha Kep might be a little bit slow, and he just can't quite cut it. You wonder if T. Carell going in front of the ball might have thrown off that a little bit.
Yeah, you think about maybe a little miscommunication. He was trying to shepherd that ball across and set up his teammates, why he went past it and then followed it to make sure that anyone from Afterthought, if they were going to go for it, that he would be in the way. But Sway looking a little bit more dangerous here in this game. A couple opportunities, and you've seen a couple dribble opportunities from Sway. We like to see it personally as players bring that ball down and forcing the attack. ZPS and Alpha Kep don't really get the best touch there. A double commit comes out from Sway. But still the attack fizzles out here for Afterthought.
And Alpha Kep will force another challenge on the midfield line. They will have to give away that midfield, very valuable midfield boost. It is such an important resource from transitioning from defense to offense. However, it has bought them plenty of time to make sure they've got all the ducks in a row on defense. A Shock to himself around the back wall, no help coming, and he wants the demo on T. Carell, and Hato actually caught way too far forward. And Tyler having to make a couple of tough challenges. Hato will, actually that's a beautiful liftoff to himself to just stick that ball as close as possible and just beat 3 people.
Getting that flip off the ball helps just a little bit there as EPS goes over 1. Can't find it over Hato, but still keeps the attack on here with a minute and 45 seconds left. Sway threatening. A long clear comes out. Maybe a setup from Hato to Tyler, but this ball just going back and forth right now and in dangerous cases for both teams.
Oh, not a great touch from ZPS. It puts it in a race down to the midfield. A wise touch to recover that ball in the midfield line and at least give his teammate an opportunity Great recognition from Tyler. However, still ZPS in command, and Hato off his back wall. Solid save. Quick one out towards the top of the box, and somehow Alpha kept able to get up to that one and even put it on target. Impressive reactions, but solid enough stop from Afterthought as it's just slowly lifted, bound into the orange corner as we can enter this battle for possession on the midfield line. A free ball for Alpha Kep as T. Corral tipped it right down. The demo will open the door, and ZPS will convert. The lead is given over to Sway Esports, the first lead in a long time.
So initially, T. Corral misses the touch. It's a great play from Alpha Kep off the backboard to ZPS, but where it really sells it is the demolition that opens up the free net to drop down from ZPS. Sway, everyone getting involved there, and that's the Sway Esports that we know and love.
And T. Corral as well with that rotate back on the ball to just kick it straight down. Everybody from Afterthought expecting a touch, and Alpha Kep had a chance to put the game away. Just couldn't get a handle on it. An insurance goal would have been massive, and now it's Shock on a dribble, flicks over one. He gets his wheels taken out, and it will be transitioned back. Alpha Kep to ZPS. Tyler to buy some time for Hato, and just crushed upfield off the corner of the Dominus. That car is so good at, but T. Corral catches Tyler in the wrong spot, and he will place the ball perfectly to the far post.
That's a great first touch, going in and collecting the possession on the ball and then shooting back post. It's textbook play there from T. Corral. He has so much space in the midfield. Why not take it? And he does. It's a beautiful first touch and a beautiful back post shot.
Well, Esports for Sway has woken up because it has been dead quiet the past two games, and we said here's where they play their best, Rocket League. Out of nowhere, the lead's number 3 now. And what are you gonna do if you're Afterthought? You're back to square number 1, like game number 1. You don't even know why you lost the game. The ball just went in the back of the net.
And it's really on Sway. They came in and played a much better game. They went head on to Afterthought. And Afterthought didn't have a response, and they've really slowed down this Afterthought team to the point where they haven't seen too much offense coming out for them. And for Afterthought, they spent a lot of time on their own end.
So game number 4 will tick to 0, and ZPS wants 1 as we go into game number 5. It will actually fall to Alpha Kep. Either way, dominating victory. Actually, I shouldn't say that. 3 goals came in the final minute for Sway Esports, 56, 25, and 16 seconds respectively, but the shots will say.
The stats don't lie.
The shots will say dominating victory.
Yeah, you know, 16 shots coming out from Sway Esports to the 4 of Afterthought here, and a lot more saves, 7 on Afterthought's side. So it does tell a little bit of a story here for Sway. Much better game from them. I feel like everyone got involved from Sway, and they've gotten to the point now where it's do or die. They go in, and they have this Game 5 chance against Afterthought to make it to the rival series. I guess not die. They don't get knocked out here, but still, you don't want to go down to losers bracket. And for Sway Esports, going into Game 5 like this, in this form, I feel like benefits them a lot more than what Afterthought's dealing with right now.
It really is a tough one to bounce back from on Afterthought, especially because you were just winning almost easily in games 2 and 3, and now you got to go redo the entire playbook from them. So, like you said, I like Sway in game number 5, especially if they play like that. I mean, Tyler, Hato, and Shock, they were great in games 2 and 3. The midfield defense was there. The challenging out of the corners was there. And this game took more dribbles, forced more opportunities, able to make some things happen, and the quality shots came through. So game number 5, our first game 5 of the Rival Series play-ins, you got to favor number 1 seed.
It is time to show up here and send another team to the North American Rival Series between Sway and Afterthought.
But can you rinse and repeat if you're Sway Esports is the question. Shock to the middle, opportunity for Hato. It's a high chip, and he just misses the read. Tyler also goes over the head of T. Corral, and Shock is just a little bit too slow. A lot of respect given, expecting a clear to come out, and just a chance gone wasted.
Yeah, sparks fly early here in this game. Afterthought, you feel like maybe Hato didn't want to hit the top of the ceiling there. He popped that one up pretty far, but still the attack on here from Afterthought. Getting a little bit of control. ZPS trying to force this one out. It's Tyler now met in the midfield, and for Sway, just trying to get a handle on this game here in the first 40 seconds as Afterthought came out shooting.
Shock with command out of the orange corner, excuse me, but a welcome clear from ZPS, and Hato in charge of buying time to his own corner. Shock down to Hato. clipped over ZPS and through T-Carell. Ty-Not Tyler to get the ball going cleanly onto the orange half. Can they get possession here, though, is the question. Shock is able to win one challenge, and a second touch is met by T-Carell off the line. Ty-Not Tyler to the back post, and it will float around him. ZPS on the stretch, can't reach it.
Great shot here from Ty, and it's Shock again, being that menace for Sway and keeping possession, forcing the ball off the wall. Ty-Not Tyler, a beautiful shot to the back post, beats the last defender in ZPS, and Afterthought, that's how you want to start after having a pretty rough Game 4.
Well, they did score first in Game 4 as well. And in 4 seconds, Sway Esports were able to find an equalizer. Not able to repeat here, but a great chance as a double commit comes out from Afterthought, and a shot from Alpha Kep off the mark. And that could have been it, but ZPS is still pressing the bump on the line, and it will be ZPS to turn it in. We're locked at ones.
The recognition from ZPS to pick up this ball. He saw that the defense was in a little bit of a disarray, and then reading it off the post, of course, getting help from his teammates of just being in front of the defenders there. Great play from ZPS to get his team back in it.
And dangerous for Afterthought. Hanging on to a lead could have been a big mental asset for them, but now they want one back off the kickoff as a great 1-2 up to Ty-Not Tyler is tipped away by Alpha Kep. T-Carell to boom it away down the pitch and follow through as well. 1-2, Alpha Kep, missed touch. ZPS has some space to work with, but T-Carell, a little bit perhaps worried of something coming at him as one slides through one defender, but Ty-Not Tyler on the line makes a save, finds the clear out to the opposite end of the field. And Afterthought on the offense now.
Both teams on each other's necks right now, just shooting, peppering the net, and forcing tough saves out of both sides. Here's Shock now. He's been dangerous on the ball, especially in the final third. Lots of time and space here now for Afterthought to kind of collect what they want to do. Taken away by Hato. It might not have been the right play here as ZPS tries to force something down to Alpha Kep, but still Sway can't convert.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of miscommunication, and it has cost them a couple of extra chances here from Sway Esports. This is the best one yet, down the middle. Shock and Ty-Not Tyler double commit, but they do have a little bit of space to work with. And Shock with a pinch will be met by T-Carell as Hato to close the gap. He's got his own space to work with. ZPS right on top of him almost instantly. And here comes Afterthought. Can they lock down on the midfield line? ZPS demos Ty-Not Tyler. A great block from Hato. Shock is waiting. However, his teammate just got demoed, and they won't be there. And that big miss will allow Afterthought now a couple of extra opportunities if they can hang on to this one. Shock right on top of it. T-Carell already up on the back wall, and Hato to meet it in the midfield line. Tip from Shock. Ty-Not Tyler. It's going to be a tough play, and ZPS, brilliant read on defense. Transition back.
Oh, he beat him!
And Alpha Kep gives the lead over to Sway Esports.
Alpha Kep realizing that he could beat the last defender, and everyone from Afterthought kind of got sucked up into their own play here. Hato just beat barely. Great shot there from Alpha Kep, recognizing the last defender can't beat him on the post there, and he puts his team up by 1.
Never has placement been more important than right then for Alpha Kep, and what a goal to put in. As Ty-Not Tyler tries to get one back off the kickoff, doesn't even bother to go steal the corner boost. He wants to make sure he's in position for whatever's about to happen next, as this is kicked off the blue back wall. T-Carell down to the middle, and again, double commits off the line. Are coming left and right for Afterthought. Something they need to get a touch and handle on. They throw everybody off, everybody expecting a touch, and a pinch from Hato and Ty-Not Tyler, and it ties all of Sway Esports up, but thankfully they were able to recover, and almost pandemonium just slotted one for Afterthought.
Setup there from Afterthought. You see Hato trying to get the bump there from Alpha Kep as well. Less than a minute left now. Afterthought trying to respond back to Sway, but they're coming back in their final third. It's Shock who breaks it up. And for Afterthought now, how do they respond? How can they find the back of the net? Ty-Not Tyler able to collect the ball in the midfield, and things are starting to speed up for Afterthought. A lot more possession, a lot more chances coming out, and for Sway, they're just trying to hang on. This one goes back into the Afterthought defensive third.
And the hard push coming now, as it must for Afterthought. Hato to the corner, to Shock, into the left-hand post. It went wide, and it tipped off the defender and into the back of the net. disaster for Sway Esports.
And Shock just rips this shot near post, and it just skims off of Alpha Kip as well into the back of the net. We are tied up with 14 seconds left in Game 5.
And a huge goal for Shock, and they might get one off the kickoff. They've got them all beat, and Afterthought blow everyone's mind.
Off the kickoff, and it's Sway who have been doing this the entire series, but Alpha Kep cheats a little bit to the right. It goes center right past him, and Tyler says, thank you very much, we'll take the lead.
How safe do they play this kickoff on the Afterthought? They tried a cheat up over on Sway Esports, and it cost him a goal, and it might cost him one back the other way.
Alpha Kep.
There's Alpha Kep and Tyler, probably the biggest save he's made in a long time, and Shock will just crush that up the field. T. Carell to command the dribble. Up the midfield line for Alpha Kep. Down the gut, Shock makes sure to get it to safety, and the big miss from T. Carell. Afterthought will qualify for the rival series in stunning fashion.